Oi, pessoal, boa noite. Me ouvem bem? E me veem também? Perguntinha básica, né, dessa fase de pandemia. Bom, vamos lá. Obrigado pelas confirmações. Obrigado, Emília. Obrigado, Luiz. Obrigado pelas confirmações. Marisa. Vamos começar então. Para quem esteve aqui ontem, já me conhece, eu sou o Fernando e vou passar alguns recadinhos para vocês antes da gente começar o nosso evento. Esse workshop, ele é um evento exclusivo da Experimento em parceria com a Into. E a gente espera que vocês embarquem conosco e explorem todo o conhecimento que esses profissionais que estão aqui com a gente essa semana têm a oferecer. Verifiquem o áudio do seu dispositivo, a conexão com a internet e atenção. Utilizem o chat para fazer perguntas. Ele vai ficar aberto durante todo o bate-papo. No final do evento, a gente vai disponibilizar também um QR Code que vai aparecer na tela, para vocês se conectarem com a loja mais próxima e darem continuidade na jornada com a gente. Antes de passar a bola para a Whitney, que está aqui com a gente da Illinois State University, eu gostaria de convidar meu amigo Rai, o Rai Aprígio, para contar um pouquinho dele e passar a bola para a Whitney. Bem-vindo, Rai.
Oi, pessoal. Obrigado por todos que estão aqui essa noite e tiraram esse horário para nos ouvir. A gente vai ter a Whitney da Illinois State University falando de duas profissões muito promissoras para vocês em breve. Eu sou Heimberg, representante do grupo INTO, né, que são 9 universidades nos Estados Unidos e 8 universidades no Reino Unido, e eu sou representante aqui no Brasil, e a gente trouxe, junto com a Experimento, esse evento para vocês. Espero que vocês aproveitem. Whitney, you're up.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
Perfect, thank you. Well, love it. Okay, hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining. My name is Whitney Miller and I work with Illinois State University. And so let me really quickly share my screen with you here. Get my presentation up. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, Whitney.
Perfect, thank you. Again, so welcome everyone. I'm very happy to be here and talk to you about Illinois State University, but a few of our more exciting, I would say, majors and subjects that you can study. So first, I'm going to give just a brief overview about the university before we get into these, and then we'll have a short question and answer session at the end. So Illinois State University is the oldest public university in the state of Illinois. We were founded in 1857 as the Illinois State Normal University, but today, of course, we are just Illinois State University, and we are ranked the 105th best public school in the entire United States. Have about 21,000 students on campus, and of those we're about 5% international. Location is everything when you choose where to study. Our location here at Illinois State University is truly a great place to study. We are located in Bloomington, Normal, Illinois, as you can see on this map here. And we are about 2 hours from Chicago and about 2.5 hours from St. Louis. So located right in the middle of these two major cities in the United States, and that has a lot of benefits for our students. Because we're further outside of the big city, it is very affordable and it is very, very safe to study here. It's also very friendly, which is one of my favorite things about the university. To get back and forth between these major cities, if you want to visit for a day, for a weekend, if you have an internship there, or if you're interviewing for jobs, it is very easy. Just a 5-minute walk from our campus will take you to the train station where you can catch a bus or a train and take you directly to downtown Chicago, or in the other direction, directly to downtown St. Louis. And of course, like I said, location, location, location. Because we are further outside the big cities, it's very affordable, it's very safe. But when you're ready to start looking for those jobs, there are a lot of opportunities. There are 2 Fortune 500 companies headquartered here in Bloomington Normal. But then if you go to these major cities, There are so many opportunities. We have the fourth most Fortune 500 corporate headquarters in the United States, just in our backyard. So a lot of opportunities for you here in the state of Illinois and at Illinois State University. But what we are here to talk about, our design fine arts programs. So Illinois State University is rated the 89th best university in the United States overall for fine arts programs. At our university, we separate our fine arts categories into these 6 areas: art, music, theater, dance, design, and creative technologies. So as you know, today we're going to focus on these last 2 areas, design and creative technologies. So let's get started. So in our design world, we're going to focus on fashion merchandising and fashion design. So fashion design and merchandising here at Illinois State University has a lot of opportunities. If you are unaware, most people are familiar with fashion design, of course. It's the actual design and construction of clothes and garments. Fashion merchandising, on the other hand, is going to be business. It is the business world of fashion. So what can you do with a career in fashion design and merchandising if you are interested in this? The answer is a lot. This industry, the fashion industry, is worth over $635 billion. So there are many jobs across many different areas. Of course, fashion design is a huge part of that, but going more into the fashion world, you can be a merchandising designer, a project manager, a fashion merchandiser, a buyer, an apparel designer. There are many, many different areas that you can decide that you want to go into for this. So this is, of course, really beneficial for our students because we're not just going to teach you fashion design. That, of course, is a big area for this. But on the other side, you might be managing the fashion world, working on the runway at New York Fashion Week, managing artists and fashion designers. If you are going to run your own store, understanding the backside business part of that is very important. So here at Illinois State University, we make sure that you understand not just the fashion design world, but also the merchandising world and the business aspects that go into being a successful designer, a successful store owner, and working for these major retailers that are out there. Outside of the classroom, there are a lot of opportunities to get involved. As part of this program, you are required to do an internship. We want to make sure that students are getting professional experience during their degree, because not only does it make it easier to get hired once you graduate if you have that professional experience, but you are also more likely to get hired by the person who you did that internship with. 1 out of every 2 internships in the United States turns into a full-time job once you graduate. So we have students doing a number of internships across the board, not just here in the United States, but globally. We have had students do internships in the New York Fashion Week, Paris Fashion Week, Chicago Fashion Week, working with designers as seamstresses, pattern makers, you name it, our students have done it. To help you kind of develop your portfolio throughout your studies, you're going to be working with your faculty very closely to make sure that you're developing your portfolio. They support you in this with field trips, taking you up to Chicago, taking you down to St. Louis, even to New York City, to make sure that you're integrated into this world and understand and can network. Very important in the fashion industry. We also, of course, have a historic costume collection here on campus that was donated to the university with over 500 garments that start all the way from the late 19th century up to modern. So you have a number of garments that you can reference for patterns and look at the history of fashion as well. You can also you can also participate in our registered student organizations that we have here on campus. We have fashion design and merchandising, registered student organization, RSO called Fix It Friday, which is one of my favorites, where our fashion design students will set up sewing machines and their little sewing area on campus somewhere, and you will actually have people from all over the community come and you will help them fix their garments. So it's more of a sustainable registered student organization. So instead of going out and buying a new shirt because yours is missing a button, they'll come and you'll work with them, you'll fix the seams, you'll sew on that button, and it will be as good as new. So there's a number of different opportunities to get involved with here on campus. But one of the things that I wanted to show you if you are interested in the fashion world is some of the things our students have done. Here that you see, these are 3 award-winning designs that our students have submitted to national and world competitions. This one in the middle is my favorite, beautiful, beautiful garment. And this is the winner of the Paris American Academy Award for the International Textile and Apparel Design Exhibition. And this, of course, was designed by one of our students in 2019. So if you're interested, you can, of course, look at some more of our students' work that is up on our website. Just Google Illinois State University Fashion, and you can see some of our other students' work. Very amazing program. And of course, we really help students make sure that while they're here on campus, they're gaining the skills they need to succeed in this career. The other area I wanted to touch on is almost the polar opposite as far as the fine arts categories. We have our Creative Technologies program. So Creative Technologies, as you can see here, takes the 4 main kinds of fashion design, theater, art, dance, and music, and combines it with technology. So as a bachelor's student or a master's student, you can choose one of these areas. You can choose game design, or you can choose interdisciplinary. Either one of these here, you can go into a certain number of different career fields. So starting with interdisciplinary, the best thing about this specific concentration is they will help you do exactly what you want to do. So you'll be taking fine arts courses, of course, you'll be combining that with technology, but if you want to be an animator, they will make sure that you're taking the courses and doing the project and developing your portfolio to become an animator. We have 3 students who currently work for Disney and Pixar as animators who have come from this degree. So very strong outcomes for our animation students. But you can see from this list of career outcomes that there is a lot of opportunity. You could go into the music industry and be a music producer, music production, multimedia production, sound design, audio design, all of that in the music industry, but these also go into the theater industry as well, the movie industry, television industry. We have people who do light and set design for the movie industry, UI or sound audio engineers for the movie industry, and the director of this program comes from the movie industry as well. So a very strong funnel of students into the movie industry. But then it goes for a whole bunch of different areas as well, too. UI, UX design, web design, we have a number of students who go into there. You can go into marketing. Advertising is a huge area for these students to go into. And I will say, if you are interested in the fine arts, design, if you're interested in music, art, anything like that, I myself have a degree in the fine arts world, so I've heard it. Okay, you want to study in the fine arts. That's great, but how do you expect to get a job in that? Do you get jobs that pay? The answer is yes, especially with this degree. There are so many opportunities for employment through this, And I've never seen a program that works with their students so close to make sure that you have a portfolio at the end of your degree that will get you a job in the industry that you studied. Great proof of this is one of our former students, who of course is Brazilian. Oops, not sure why that changed. Mariana Melanconi. She graduated from our Creative Technologies program as a master's student in 2008. And today she is a global program manager for Facebook, located in Silicon Valley, California. So that is one route that one student has taken, but there are numerous success stories from this degree of students who are interested in this world. The other side of our creative technologies is going to be game design, specifically computer game design. And of course, this industry is huge. The computer game design industry is worth over $138 billion. Career outcomes from this side, of course, you can be a game designer, game developer, game artist, prototype design, interface designer, composer. If you like music, you can compose music for video games as well. There are a number of different areas in this, but the cool side about our game design is you're also intertwining it with business, again, because designing the video game is just one part of it. You also want to go and you need to produce the video game, you need to market the video game, you need to sell the video game. So there's a managerial aspect of it, and of course, there is the creation aspect of it. So this degree will help you get into either side of those or both. We have a number of students who work for Sony, EA Games, who have come through this. Amazon's developing games now, and a few of our students have jobs there as well. So a number of different career outcomes. The last thing I wanted to touch on, of course, is the third aspect of the video game industry, which is those who play, right? So you have the people who create the video games, the people who sell, manage, and distribute the video games, and then you have the players. Those are the three pillars of the video game industry. If you like video games and you like playing video games, Illinois State is a great school for you because we also have esports. If you are not familiar with esports, esports is the world of competitive video gaming. We host competitions here. There are competitions around the United States and around the world. And we have varsity teams in these areas for Fortnite, League of Legends, and Call of Duty. So to give you an idea of how big this industry is from a side of the esports world, again, the esports industry surpassed $150 billion in revenue last year. So it is a huge, huge, huge industry, both in the creation of these games, the management, and the playing. And there are 474 million people worldwide that interact and watch esports as well. The number one person streaming video games online right now has over 1 million viewers that actively interact with their videos. So that is yet another avenue that you can go into. But keep in mind, if you are one of the competitive video gamers out there, you can actually get scholarships. So Illinois State University is very well known for esports. So we have the creation, we have the management, and we also have the playing aspect of this world. So we have here at Illinois State University the number one most dedicated gaming space out of any university in the world, the second largest esports facility at any university in the entire world, and then we have our varsity, club, and casual components to our esports. So even if you're not the best video gamer out there, if you just want to try it, if you just really like playing video games but you're not competitive, you have access to all of our services that we offer here. If you are one of those competitive top tiers, like I said, there are scholarships. and you can get scholarships up to $15,000 per year. If you'd like to know more, please work with your counselor at Experimento, and I can talk to you about more of those opportunities. So I will give you a break from me talking, and I'm going to show you a short video that is one of our Brazilian students who is in our College of Fine Arts here at Illinois State University.
My name is Roberto. I'm from Brazil, and I'm studying theater at Illinois State University. I became interested in Illinois State when I learned that some of my favorite actors studied here. I have always had a passion for acting, but I do like ISU's whole theater department. There are so many different programs. When I came here, I knew I needed to learn to speak English well, to have a career and grow. The intro program has really helped me. The teachers made us very comfortable with asking questions, and I learned a lot from them. I live in the residence halls right now, and I love living there because it's really close to the campus. I feel that all college students need to have that experience. I have a mix of really good friends here. I call them my American family. I hang out with my friends a lot in my free time. We go to the rec center, watch movies, and play table tennis. It's been the best year of my life for sure. It's awesome. I'm living my best life right now.
Okay, so there we go. I hope you liked hearing a little bit from one of our current students, Roberto. And so that's the end of this subject specific. But if you are interested in applying and attending Illinois State University, I wanted to talk a little bit about admissions requirement, tuition, and scholarships as well. So, admissions requirement for our bachelor's students. If you are interested in attending university here, there are two different ways that you can enter our university. Direct entry, you're jumping in with all of the other students from here in the United States directly into your degree program. We also have our international year one that you can see here, which is specifically designed to support international students during their first semester or first year on campus. And you can see that there are different entry requirements for both. We would need for direct entry a 3.0 GPA on a 4.0 scale. If you don't know what that means, it's around a B average. For our international year one, we have a little bit more flexibility, a little bit lower grade requirements, and we would accept a 2.25 GPA, which is a mixture of B's and C's. And then you can see the language requirement also shifts. So 79 TOEFL all the way down to 50 TOEFL or 5.0 IELTS. And we do also accept Duolingo. So if you haven't taken IELTS or a TOEFL, don't worry, we can help set you up with a Duolingo, which you can take from the comfort of your own home. Keep in mind, admissions for Illinois State University, we do not require SAT at all for admissions, which is great for you as an international student. All you have to worry about is your grades and your marks from high school. If you are applying to some of our fine arts programs, art, theater, music, dance, there's a really good possibility that you will need to provide a portfolio. Keep that in mind when you're applying. However, luckily for all you here, the two programs that I talked about today, fashion design, fashion merchandising, as well as creative technologies, do not require a portfolio. So if you want to be a fashion designer, but you really don't have a background in that, that is okay. We will teach you everything you need to know while you are here. Same thing with creative technologies. All you need is the interest and the willingness to do it, and you can be let into that program. For tuition and fees for our bachelor students, we have, again, our direct entry and our international year one pathway costs. So your direct entry costs are going to be around $27,000 per year, and international year one is going to be around $29,000 per year. Keep in mind that our tuition is based off of a per credit cost. What that means for you is that if you are taking more classes one semester and less classes another semester, that will show in your tuition. If you're taking more classes, you pay more in tuition. If you're taking less classes, you take less in tuition. But that $27,000 per year that you see, that is going to be for 15 credits a semester, which is the normal amount for a bachelor's student to take. Good news for all of the parents out there as well is that we have a tuition lock. What that means is for 4 years of your bachelor's program, you will not see any increase in tuition. That is something you might see at certain universities where every year it'll increase 5% every year until you graduate, but ours will be locked from the day you step on campus. Scholarships. I know you are all interested in scholarships. I will tell you once again, our scholarships will vary a little bit if you're going through direct entry or if you're going through a pathway program. So for direct entry, you have scholarships anywhere from $1,000 to $11,000 per year. For these, there's varying requirements. You'll notice our presidential scholarship, that highest scholarship that we offer, requires a 3.7 GPA, so very, very good grades from high school, and we do want to see an SAT for that. So while I said we did not need an SAT for admissions, we might want SAT for this specific scholarship. All of our other scholarships, though, do not require the SAT. Then if you're going through a pathway, again, we have different scholarship amounts. But what you would want to do for these scholarships specifically is make sure you work with your counselors at Experimento, and they can help you get the best scholarships for your pathway. Once you're done with your pathway, if you're doing a 1 semester or a 2 semester or even a 3 semester program, you can then get progression scholarships as well that you see here. So your regional office pathway scholarship is going to be for your pathway, and then everything after that's going to be your progression scholarship. Keep in mind, however, this is not a complete list of scholarships. There are many other scholarships that students can apply for. There are talent-based scholarships, academic merit scholarships, need-based scholarships, you name it, we got scholarships. You do have to apply for most of our scholarships here, so there's no guarantee that you will get some of these other scholarships. But again, work with your counselor, work with me, and we can see which scholarships you might be eligible for and you might be able to get as well. Finally, for cost, we do offer monthly payment plans for your entire degree program here at Illinois State University. Whether you're applying for bachelor's or a master's or even a PhD, you are able to make monthly payments while you are on campus. So I'm happy to chat more about that if you do have questions. But that brings me to the end of my presentation. So if you do have any questions, I am more than happy to answer those now.
Thank you so much, Whitney. Now I'm going to help you with the questions.
Okay.
Então, pessoal, quem tiver perguntas, aproveite para escrever aqui no nosso chat. So, Whitney, we already have 2 questions.
Okay.
One is from Laura. She says, the university offers scholarships for athletes because she plays tennis.
Yes, we do offer tennis scholarships. So the process for that, and again, work with your counselor from Experimento, you would fill out a form and the coaches will contact you with more information. The great news for you is our tennis team here at Illinois State University is almost completely made of international students. So they do actively recruit international students for that sports team. So I would love to get you in contact with that coach and we can work more with you.
Gui, can I just, before we go to the next questions, can I just...
Of course.
Pessoal, eu vou falar em português aí para quem está me ouvindo. Obrigado por quem assistiu a apresentação. Só para vocês saberem alguns conceitos, eu não sei como é que está o conhecimento de todos que estão assistindo a gente aqui. Então, só para vocês saberem, o GPA que ela citou, né, o GPA, é a média de notas do ensino médio. Tá? Então, para quem vai fazer uma graduação nos Estados Unidos, você tendo completado o ensino médio no Brasil, isso já é o suficiente. A gente, junto com a Experimento, a loja mais próxima de vocês, vai ajudar vocês nesse processo, vai pegar o histórico escolar de vocês, fazer uma tradução juramentada, né, indicar um tradutor juramentado, mandar para a gente avalia, a universidade, eu digo, avalia, e vai checar qual é o GPA de vocês. Então, se a nota de vocês vai, por exemplo, de 0 a 10, ou de 0 a 100, ou é A, B, C, D, E, não tem problema. A gente vai fazer uma equivalência desse processo, né, dessas notas, e vai chegar no GPA. O GPA vai de 0 a 4 nos Estados Unidos, tá? Então, quando a gente considera bolsas, elas são sempre baseadas em mérito acadêmico. E também, algumas bolsas se baseiam na nacionalidade. Então, a gente vai olhar essas duas coisas, a nacionalidade e também as suas notas. Então, se tiver alguém aqui ouvindo a gente que esteja aí no primeiro ano do colegial ou no segundo, ainda dá tempo de trabalhar suas notas. Quem estiver no terceiro, não se preocupe, porque através do International Year One, a Illinois State aceita alunos com média a partir de uma média que seria equivalente à nossa média 6. Então, é relativamente tranquilo entrar nessa universidade. Claro, se vocês quiserem bolsas mais agressivas, precisa ter uma média maior.
Ótimo, obrigado, Rai. So, Whitney, we have another question. This is from Bruno. He asks if mechatronic engineering and robotics are also part of the creative technologies at Illinois State University.
So robotics would not be part of our creative technologies program. Creative technologies is going to be more of the fine arts aspect of the technology world. But if you're interested in artificial intelligence, or if you're interested in large industrial robotics, that's kind of where our specialty is here at Illinois State. So it depends on what kind of robotics you're interested in. But our IT department does work in artificial intelligence. And our technology department, which is even another department, works with large industrial robotics. But happy to talk to you more about that one-on-one if you would like. But I know that your counselors and Experimento can help you with that one as well.
Thank you. Another question from João regarding scholarships for soccer. I believe the process would be similar.
Yes, process would be similar. Filling out that form of interest, and then the coaches would contact you.
Perfect.
Can I add something else, just quickly? Pessoal, também tem uma coisa muito interessante da Illinois State University. As universidades nos Estados Unidos, elas não são como as universidades no Brasil, que aceitam pagamento mensal. Aqui no Brasil, vocês vão pagar uma mensalidade, normalmente. Nos Estados Unidos, normalmente, se paga o semestre. No caso da Illinois State, eles são uma universidade muito excepcional e eles permitem que o pagamento seja feito mensalmente. Eu não sei se vocês pegaram isso aí na apresentação da Whitney, mas eles são uma universidade muito boa e com preço um pouco mais acessível e que possibilita, né, esse pagamento mensal. Então, isso é bem bacana também.
Valeu, Rai. Whitney, another question. This is from Pedro. He's asking regarding the entry at the United States at this time of pandemic. Do you have any information on that?
So I do not work with the government. Unfortunately, I do not have any new fancy updates for traveling to the United States or getting visas or anything. But what I can tell you is a little bit about what's happening with COVID-19 here in Bloomington Normal and in the state of Illinois. We currently, 30% of our entire population has been vaccinated against COVID-19, and an additional 45% have had at least one vaccination, or half of that vaccination series. So more and more people are getting vaccinated here, more and more it's opening up. And of course, we do take the safety of our students and staff very, very seriously. So if you do come here, please know that we will take care of you and you will be safe. International students are able to get vaccines here on campus. But as far as legal regulations on travel between country, I do not have any updates.
That's perfect. Another question from Brian. He's asking if a student has done an international high school course, would they still need to do the TOEFL?
Yes. So we base our English language requirements off of the country where you attended school. With that said, if you have attended an international school, don't be scared of those exams. And keep in mind that if you don't want to do a TOEFL or you don't want to do an IELTS, we can work with you so you can take a Duolingo, which again, you can do from home, much more affordable than TOEFL and IELTS. And we accept all of those as well.
Great. Another question from Julia regarding the dorms at the university, if you have more information on that.
Yes. So as a student here, as a bachelor student, you would live on campus for 2 years of study while you're here. We do have a number of different rooms available, but your first year, most likely you will have a roommate. But keep in mind, it's the best way to make friends because you're all clumped in together. I'm still very good friends with my college roommate. And you will live there for the first 2 years. There's dining halls, so you don't need to cook or do anything like that. Really close to campus. And then there's sandwich shops, Starbucks on campus, anything that you might be interested in, we have it. And let's see. Cost of living on campus with food is going to be about $10,000 per year. Once you're done living on campus, if you move off campus, cost of living can go down, but that's fairly standard too, about $10,000 for your full year for food and rent is going to be pretty standard here.
Nice. Question from Gabriela. She says, I have been doing dance for a long time. Would I get a scholarship independent on the course?
Maybe. Yes, that is absolutely possible. I've been working with a few different dance students who are applying for Illinois State. So the only thing I would say to keep in mind is there are specific deadlines for our fine arts programs. So if you apply by this date, you are eligible to receive those scholarships. And if you apply after that date, you can still join the university, but you might have missed that window. So work with your counselors, work with myself, and we can make sure that you apply on time. But there are, yes, talent-based scholarships for our dance program. And after this, I can also send your counselors some information about our dance program, which is really, really great.
That's nice. I have another question here that I'm going to answer in Portuguese, if you don't mind. Do Brian, se é em relação ao ensino médio, ele questiona se não precisa entregar as notas do 9º ano. Na verdade, Brian, a gente vai precisar das notas desse ano se você estiver aplicando quando você termina o seu 2º ano do ensino médio. Se você já terminar o seu terceiro ou estiver terminando o terceiro, são só as notas dos 3 anos do ensino médio mesmo, do 9º não seria necessário. E pessoal, pelo tempo aqui, a gente só vai conseguir responder mais uma perguntinha, mas fiquem à vontade para entrar em contato com as nossas lojas. A gente vai colocar um QR Code aqui para vocês apontarem a câmera e serão direcionados aí para a nossa loja mais próxima, e aí vocês podem fazer esses questionamentos direto para as nossas lojas e a gente responde com... Vamos ver aqui a próxima.
Gui, eu só queria também reiterar aqui que a gente também está tomando nota de todas as questões que vocês estão fazendo aqui no chat para a gente, e também a gente vai responder, a gente tem aí o registro de vocês, o e-mail, a gente vai responder essas perguntas também para vocês, tá?
Ótimo, hi. So just one more question, Whitney, the last one from Felipe. He's asking if the university has more programs other than you presented today.
Yes, absolutely. So we have more than 150 bachelor's degrees. You heard about 2. So we have so many more programs. The best programs that are offered at our school are going to be mathematics and actuarial science, which we are one of the best in the world, top 16 in the world. So very strong in that aspect. Very, very, very strong in business. We are number 4 in international business in the United States, number 8 in insurance. Very strong business school. And then our IT programs, which are computer science, cybersecurity, we're number 38 in the United States. So many different degrees. Again, I just touched on a few of those, but if you want to know more about a specific degree, whatever that might be, please let your counselors know, and I'm very happy to set up a one-on-one session with you to talk about that degree and what we offer at Illinois State University.
That's perfect, Whitney. Thank you so much for your time with us tonight.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Pessoal, esse é o QR Code que o Fernando comentou no começo do treinamento, então vocês podem apontar a câmera para cá. E lembrando que a nossa próxima palestra vai começar agora em alguns minutinhos. Vai ser da Suffolk University, Boston, onde a gente vai abordar as áreas de Big Data e Business Analytics. Então espero vocês lá também. Muito obrigado pela presença de todos.
Thank you, Whitney. Thank you. Obrigado a todos. Até mais.